Rights Day. It's a very important day in our South African calendar because of the events that happened on this particular day. Now, what actually happened is that on the 21st of March in 1960, a number of people were protesting against the carrying of passes. You know, the pass laws was one of the hated apartheid laws in South Africa. So what happened on this day was that a number of people organized by the ANC and the PAC, they decided to protest against the carrying of passes. Now, although there were a number of apartheid laws that were there, but the pass laws was one of the most hated acts of apartheid, because what it did, the pass laws, what it did, it actually removed the black people from the economic activities of the country. It restricted people's movement. Black people could not move from the rural areas to the urban areas without carrying a pass. Whenever they moved, they had to carry passes. So what the pass laws did was actually limiting their movement to go to the urban areas where they could find employment and make a living for themselves. So what happened on the 21st of March 1960 was that people organized a protest, and the plan was to go to the nearby police station and literally ban their passes, which was an act of defiance against the pass laws. So it did happen that in Sharpeville, as the crowd was going there protesting against the passes, the police then panicked when they saw a crowd of people marching towards the police station. And what the police did, they opened fire, and out of that, 61 people were killed and more than 200 people were injured. So this day, because the event happened in Sharpeville, became known as the Sharpeville Day, because it actually was symbolizing a massacre, a number of people being killed at the same time. So the day from 1961 in South Africa was known as the Sharpeville Day, which symbolized this massacre. And then this day was commemorated throughout the 1960s and 1970s as well. But it was only after 1994 that this day was then changed in our calendar and it became known as the Human Rights Day. The day that marks an effort on the part of the people in the 1960s to fight against the system of apartheid. It marks the triumph of the human spirit, where people are actually fighting for their rights. In particular, here they're fighting against the carrying of pass laws. So this day is important. We should celebrate it. We must pay respect and honor the people who actually took up the struggle against apartheid, the people who took up the struggle against oppression that was happening in the 1960s. Hence, as we are having the 21st of March in 2022, was saluting the people of 1960 who take up the arms and say, enough is enough, we want our rights, we want to enjoy free citizenship in South Africa. We called upon young people of South Africa to respect human rights. We call upon the people of South Africa to say their rights are important, and this is important that they actually fight for their rights the way the people in the 1960s fought for their rights. The struggle of the 1960s still continues, and it is up to the youth of today that the gains of the 1960s and 1970s during apartheid are actually being enjoyed going forward.